Alrighty, good morning, Sunday morning, as Nancy Pelosi might say. It is round 5 of the ACC Academy. We are at Zolder. This is going to be the last race before mid-season break. I'm Ayrton Tobin with Cole McRae. Hello,
That's me.
Cole.
Hi. A
Are you
little spicy with the
stoked?
Pelosi this morning, huh?
Well, I figured it is indeed a good morning, Sunday morning. And here we are, ready to race. Nice and bright, no rain today.
We're at
And
Circuit
let's
Zolder,
see.
right?
We've got about, Zolder here. 13 drivers today. Of note, looks like we are missing Baker, who is second in the points and was putting up a challenge to Archie for the lead, but I don't think he's going to challenge today. Unless he joins, he still
Not
has 1
John
minute to
Joseph
join.
Julio Baker,
Not that, man.
one of those.
See if we can pull up some little standings here, get a rundown on things. This is indeed the 5th round with Silverstone, Misano, Paul Ricard, Nürburgring, and now Zolder. Looking at the top of the standings, we have John Archie with 203, 10 points back to Brandon Baker. Then you drop about 50 points back to Eno Legoshi, another 20 back to Arthur Belotti, and 30 back to Doobie Parker, who I don't believe is here anymore in the series. That is not the world. I hope he's still alive.
Hmm.
Yeah, at this point, with Baker gone today, the only driver really who's going to make every race will be John Archie. So no wonder he is indeed in the points lead.
Hey, Ayrton, I just want to make a comment. Is your mic in an odd position? You're kind of going up and down as far as volume goes.
I may be rocking my chair back and forth. Okay, I'll sit
Oh,
still.
okay.
Um, well, yeah. So looks like Archie is our points leader. That said, Legoshi is returning, and he has been the man of speed. Gonna keep our eyes on Aldian though. His best finish has been 3rd, but he's been up there around the lead every race. I think he was even leading briefly last race, just hasn't been able to put together a win.
Yeah, that would certainly be a interesting scenario. And we have kind of a little bit of a smaller field today, only 13 cars. I mean, it's not super tiny, but it's it's just something. We got a word from one of our watchers, Scott Nick, on the Twitch channel. Wow, live commentary. Yes, we've been messing around with this for a while. We tried to get it live for, I think, GTC season 2 and 3. Didn't end up working out, but we finally figured it out, and we've been trying to do as much stuff live as possible. We are a little bit short on commentators, so it's been a little bit touchy sometimes, but and not in the good way or the bad way, not the good way. But we've been able to get this going. We're also going to have the GT Challenge right after this, also live with me, Cole McRae, and Justin Swan, the Academy head honcho, shall we say? And so we're really excited that this is finally starting to pick up. Scott Nick is one of our contributors, and well, he's way more active than most people, and he's just a general good guy. So shout out to Scott Nick.
We are missing last week's breakout star, David Brock. Looks like he wasn't able to make it today.
Yeah, it seems like it. So with that, we have qualifying wrapping up. We can see the general splits as well as ballasts for all the cars. So I forget the rules. Maybe you're gonna have to correct me, but top 3 places or the podiums get a starting ballast every race of 5 kilograms descending as you
Something
go
like
down.
that.
Okay. And any veterans, so people who have won or participated in Academy Series past, those that would be the cars with the silver numbers you can see there in the timetable. They get a starting ballast of, I think it was 30 kilograms, or maybe 50. And then anyone past the top 5, I believe, gets their ballast decreased slightly. It's People are slower and faster sometimes, and
hmm
I'm drinking
Like we're
my
missing
coffee.
Gianmarco Silvestri as well.
Oh yeah, Silvestri, the loose cannon of ESR, or of the Academy, I should say. It's a shame he's not here. He's always interesting to watch, and he has some very good strategy. We only have This is supposed to be. Oh, just kidding. I was gonna say this is supposed to be Italy versus Germany, but it's really just Italy. I forgot that Audi is German. My bad. I was saying James Butler,
It
the
was
lone
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yep.
Yep.
I forgot that Audi is German, so I was just gonna say. So I wanted to say, it's really just Italy versus Italy. Okay, here we are setting up at the starting line. Our qualifying order, Inu Lagoshi is qualified first. I didn't get to see what the time was. Followed by Jean Aldian in second, John RG third. So our stalwart academy driver for season 6. David Nelson, the long in the not long in the tooth, but he's a long-standing veteran. Finally able to looks like claw his way to the start. Well, to see how he can get that race position lined up in fourth place. Um, Jake Northrup, another veteran, in fifth. Arthur Belodi in sixth. David Jones in seventh, another David. Christopher Stephenson in eighth. Carolina Heiskanovich in ninth. Dudu Barber in 10th. Alex Shine in 11th. Larry Foster 12th. And John Butler, the veteran, a pair of veterans at the back of the pack.
Who is this John Butler you speak of?
Yep. It's oh wait, is it one of them told me I need to mess up their name. I think it might have been Barker. I don't know. I give up. It's a joke that I just call everyone with a J named Julio because I messed up their names so many times in season 1 and 2 of the GT Challenge. So I mean, I might as well just continue that.
Forward to seeing how this turn 1 goes. This is a nasty opening lap, turn 1. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's not like a twisty, weird section, but it's just, even when you're alone, it really converges down into one line, which makes it tricky when you aren't alone.
Yeah, definitely. We've had our fair share of, I mean, through Race Room, ACC. I think you might even have a couple of regular Assetto Corsa races unofficially that are that have had Zolder in the roster and or the docket, and turn 1 has always been, shall we say, special. It holds a special place in our hearts. And yeah, Scott Nick in the chat correcting me, James Butler. Old habits die hard, I suppose, is the way I is the way I follow that up. In my defense, I got little sleep and I'm subsisting solely on coffee right now, so, and that's ignoring even on a good day I only have 2 brain cells. But as always, we start with a full lap rolling start. So you said after this race, we have a mid-season break. That's correct.
Yes, indeed. Not
And
sure
so,
what's going to be on the other side yet.
okay. Do we know how many weeks long it's going to be?
We do not. I would
Okay.
assume as a mid-season break, it might be reflected on the other side with 5 races. We'll find out.
I think we might have found the equilibrium point, or maybe it's just the track that helps it out, where the ballast has started to even out the competitors. I noticed the top 7 drivers all have wildly varying levels of ballast. The 8 through 11 have none, and 12 and 13, Larry Foster and James Butler, have a pretty hefty amount. So it looks like it's kind of spreading out, as intended, of course, and kind of equalizing the field. So I think that's finally starting to come into its element. Of note, the spread of qualifying times on this particular race is only 2.5 seconds, so from first to back, and for most of them are within a second or a second and a half. So very even qualifying. I don't think we've had quite as level of a qualifying
See them
in.
form up here. Gonna have to
Yeah.
go through this tight, twisty chicane too wide. Let's see, what chicane is this?
This is the
X boxed.
yeah, Jackie X
Okay,
corner.
let's take a look. Very nice formation here. Yoshi should have the inside line.
Yeah, the academy drivers almost ironically have had traditionally the best as we go
Nothing
green.
ironic about it. They have the best training. All right.
Okay.
Looks like Legoshi gets away completely clean. Aldian tucks in behind. John Archie does have a lot of striker from David Nelson, though, who kind of swaps over, takes the inside line. This should be a pretty easy overtake now, and indeed he does cleanly follow it through. So very nice sorting out, single file, mostly through the field. Did we have any incidents back here? I don't believe so.
Nope,
Let's
it's
see.
totally clean so far.
James Butler, yep. So it is all clean all the way through. Looks like our closest two wide back here is going to be Dudu Barba, keeping over Paskanovic. And a little bit of a mistake crossover from Barba, but he's going to keep it ahead.
We got pieces of the inside turn marker flying across the track. I noticed. A
Looks like
little bit
things
of
are
bumping.
pretty clean up front. No major fights, so we're just going to hold it
The
back
number
here for a moment.
563 is around. That's Legoshi.
Oh no, let's catch up to him.
He's in the second second chicane.
Oh no. Alright, we're gonna have to jump back here real quick, see exactly what happened to him.
I meant I would.
Leading all on his own, besting
I'd venture to guess it was just that
flips
curve.
some.
No. No.
Oh, is it this curve? Oh, he hit the inside curve, then touched the outside, and yeah, that's an easy. Ooh,
That's a tank slapper
steer.
and a half right there.
Oh, and he did hit the wall. That's not what you want to see.
At least substantially back. No, while we're watching that, Chris Stevenson has also crashed, and they almost. Oop. Looks like he's really struggling to get turned around. It looks like
Yes,
Chris is
indeed.
immobilized on the track.
I'm seeing a full yellow flag here. This makes me think race control has stepped in and done something to reform them. Not sure exactly what. You'd think that'd have to take something pretty massive, and we just saw two cars,
Yeah,
kind of go around on
we've
their
never
own.
seen that before. Chris Stevenson has returned to the pits, and it looks like
What was up with Archie? Because he was behind and he's suddenly going by everyone.
yeah, Archie is just continuing on a lap. I think he's confused. I think maybe he's just not understanding. I'm not entirely sure. Looking back at qualifying, Archie was third, so I
You know
mean, it's
what?
not.
I wonder if we back out to the menu, we can perhaps see something. Nope.
No.
Wondering if we might see
Did he get his
a
position
race
reset?
control.
Let's move to relative timing.
Oh yeah, he is the leader.
He's still in first, yeah, and everyone's still falling back. So very interesting. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I mean, I'm very rarely sure of anything, so it's not a surprise.
I I want to say he's going around to catch the field, but he's in the lead. There's no reason for him to be getting away from the field like this.
My hunch is that he's just he missed the memo or something. It
I
might just
mean,
be a breakdown in
even if
communication.
you'd think something's going on when you see the entire field line up like that.
I mean, there's something going on. Stevenson is still in the pits. It's no doubt that he's having to wait for a couple of minutes. I wonder if they're waiting for Stephenson and maybe Legoshi. Legoshi's caught up.
Well, Legoshi caught right back up, which is actually curious. He didn't go into the pits since he hit the wall. You'd think he'd want to use this. You
Archie is
know,
in the pits. Archie's in the pits, so he might have some
no,
damage of some
he's
sort.
just. Hmm.
I'm thinking they're trying to give Stephenson a chance to catch back up. I'm not.
I can't imagine they'd be doing that just for one driver spinning. So
We've never had, yeah, maybe Legoshi as well. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. And so now it's becomes clear that Archie was racing ahead to try and get out of the pits and, with the crowd. Not entirely sure why.
contact or race control.
So in the moment, Aldian is our first place, Jean Aldian, followed by Dave Nelson, who made up 2 positions. At least according, I'm not entirely sure where Archie ended up when this kerfuffle broke out, shall we say. Nor do I think will we get the chance to know.
Justin, can I ask what on earth is going on?
Are you in Discord?
Why was Why was someone going like all the way around and what? Okay. Okay, so it was indeed a full course caution, and Archie went ahead because he had some damage to repair, I guess. But
Yep.
then he was gonna basically rejoin from the pit road, like so. Yeah, he waited there,
That's
and
what
you
he's
can see
doing.
he is being released. So all told, that will be a bit of a detriment to him as he will rejoin at the back. But I guess better than nothing. Apparently, he took some damage at some point,
Yeah.
so
Okay. So kind of as I theorized.
certainly better than pitting under green. So this did allow them all to. Unfortunately, Stevenson looks like he just had too much damage, and
Yeah. Stevenson is still waiting.
yeah. Well, let's hop back up front. Anyways, now we have David Nelson as we go green again, all on the tail of Jean Aldian for the lead. Neither of these guys have won. In fact, no one in the top 10, the top 10 has won a race this year. So let's see him get at it. Certainly, the driver with the most consistency, who's been closest to a win, has been Jean Aldian. James Butler having a nice little drive up to the field today. He started at the back.
Yeah. So Legoshi is now still at the back of the pack. Interesting that he wouldn't, because we saw him take some damage. It's interesting that he wouldn't pit as well. I mean, maybe he missed the memo in this case. I don't even know if he's in the voice chat. So an interesting start to be sure. Looks like Legoshi's making a run on Bilotti through turn 1. And it connects. It actually slows down Archie enough that Shine and or slows down Bilotti, excuse me, so much that Archie and Shine can also get through.
Oh, Aldian goes wide.
Very wide. Wow, that was
Very wide. Let's see where he's able to rejoin. Not third. Looks like. No. Wait. Yeah, ways back. Oh, he took damage somehow.
yeah, that Audi is not happy.
Okay, I thought he just went wide, but we're gonna need to get a little replay. Did he go all the way out to the wall?
It
He
looked
might
like he
have,
was getting very, very
because he
wide.
does not have damage before. So
Yep, that's a wall.
did
Wait,
he?
no,
No.
he didn't. Oh yeah,
Oh, yep. Little
tank
too
slapper,
eager to get
heavy
back
damage.
in. I don't know, tank slapper more, but just a straight forward-facing wall slammer.
Well, no, but he turned. He was heading right, and then he kicked back left. Oh, Legoshi's going very wide on the second chicane. This is live. Oh, he spins again. Oh no. The number
Where is he?
563
We
is
aren't even
struggling.
picking him up right now.
It's just the weird camera angles. There we
Yeah.
go.
And that puts David Nelson out front for the first time this season.
Yeah. Doing battle with Jake and Northrup. So we have a huge switcheroo. And we find the veterans are leading the chase now.
I'm hearing here that the source of the lap 1 pileup that actually took out a couple of guys, did some damage, was Stevenson. What happened was actual physical complete pedal failure. He had no brakes going into the turn.
Oh, which would explain why he's still in the pits even
Yeah,
now,
so he
several laps down.
took some heavy damage, and that's probably what did some damage to Archie as well.
I suppose it's realistic.
Yep. But with that reset, Archie was able to, catch up back up to the field. He's already up in 8th, and clearly had some of the fastest speed here this week, so a lot of time left for him to make some moves. Nope, a lot of curve there. Looks like we've got nice tight pack here.
So it would seem.
Right a little bit for Archie here. He should have the speed to get by some of these guys. Can he dispatch them?
I am actually going to leave for a minute. I'll be right back.
James Butler had a peek to the inside, but unless you're all the way along there, you're really not going to get a pass done there. So, goes wide. That's going to be John Archie's gain. Maybe, maybe not. the outside. Not quite. Like Barba just got around Jones for third place. And this is going to be Archie. No, not enough clearance there. Oh, but he does get a better run out of the chicane. Should have it. And yes, he does. Alex Shine was making some nice headway going after Lugosi there, but looks like he runs a little wide going over the curb. And Lugosi, our pole sitter, not making up a lot of ground. I'm not even sure if we know if he got the damage repaired. Like Northrop has just overtaken Nelson for the lead. Apologies for missing that. Let's go back a little bit in time and see if we can catch it. We can. I'm gonna wager a guess here. Looks like Northrop got him going into turn 8, which according to Wikipedia is pronounced Olderbergarspelderbach. Yeah, something like that. So now it's David Nelson back on the hunt. 28 minutes to go. Dave Jones similarly keeping on the tail of Barba. Northrop doing a great job keeping a little bit of gap here, not allowing Nelson any room to even think about a dive. Boy. Oh, Nelson, this is gonna be tough. He almost had the overlap, not enough to force the issue. Take a look back here at Butler. Let's just ride on board with Nelson here. See what he can muster going through these next chicanes. Not quite as clean through there. Bellotti right on the tail of Butler and Archie. It appears Archie's just gotten by Butler for the 7th position. And now he's looking after Larry Foster, who does run a bit wide. And oh, they collect it. No contact there, but that does allow Archie by.
Okay, Cole's back.
Oh my goodness, here we go. We've got Bellotti now following through Butler. Whole bundle of cars here together.
Looks like Aldian is spun. And Lugosi's in the pits again? Wow, I missed a lot.
Yeah, Goshi's been struggling to get up there. And Northrop did get by Nelson.
Very nice.
Nelson, however, is
still
keeping it
doing battle?
very close. Barba got by Jones, and Archie has been methodically moving his way up. Oh boy, here we go. David Nelson looking around the outside. Not really getting the pass done there.
Note from Scott Nick in the chat, Butler's car looks like it crashed into a paint store.
I agree.
You're not very wrong. Pink and blue and black and everything. Oh, looks like we have a spin from 710. That's Larry Foster.
Oh no, we saw him go a little wide on the previous lap.
It was in the first chicane,
Can
in
we
which
catch that
it
in the last
escapes
10
me.
seconds? Yep, looks like he just went out in the grass there. Skanovic's here. Up in 5th place.
Yeah, Carolina Hiskanovich has had a great race. Made her way up from 9th. So, pretty good moves made by the newcomer.
Alright, Bilotti going a little wide there. This is going to kill his exit. Will it be enough for Butler to, make a run into turn 1? I don't know. That is a very short front straight, and considering how much of an overlap you need like this,
Yeah, it's
no, you need...
gonna be hairy.
Yeah.
As I say that, Nelson is going around the outside
Oh,
of
and
Northrop.
Bilotti oversteers massively there. But looks like he keeps it off the wall. Keeps it clean. It's just going to drop 1, maybe 2 positions here.
So James Merck in a paint store. Butler.
Alright, so Legoshi is still in the pits. Aldian is far behind. Let me start working our way up through the field.
Northrop successfully defended a very, very interesting move from Nelson through the first 4 corners.
Alex Shine having another strong day here, sitting mid-pack at this point. We've seen him get a little loose going over some of these curves, but he hasn't lost it yet, and, he's ahead of all the other guys who have.
Nice improvement.
James Butler steadily working his way through. Oh, here we go. John Archie. Come on, camera. Work with us here.
No,
Okay.
we're just gonna have the world's slowest pan engage.
Okay. Looks like he didn't quite get it done through the hairpin. Can he get it done through the chicane?
Can he get it through
no.
Ickbox? Ickbox?
And
No.
as we've said, you're not going to really do it through turn 1. That's more a case where the leading guy has to make a mistake for you, which is very, very possible.
Really true. Looks like Legoshi might have suffered terminal damage of some sort. Still in the pits. So a tragic fall from qualifying very well on the pole, actually.
Alright, this looks like it's going to be our fight for the moment. Not only as close as they are, but just
And
how
Nelson gets
aggressive
around.
we've seen Archie.
Nelson got around
did
Northrop.
just get around him.
Right as you say that.
We're going to go back and watch that, because he was actually back a little ways.
This appears to be turn 2.
This turn 2, yeah. Okay, turn 3. David Nelson has been so strong through turns 2 and 3 all day.
And just
there we go.
A textbook dive.
Yeah. He's been struggling to get through the middle sector over those bumpy chicanes, but turns 2 and 3, those sweeping turns, have been incredible from Nelson.
As we come back to live, Northrop has not let up at all. He's still piling on the pressure. Looks like the director is being a little strange. There we go.
Well, here we go through that middle sector again, where, as I said, actually, this is actually kind of exiting the middle.
This is Ickbox, yes, this is the last.
But that Lamborghini is getting over the curves a little bit better on some of those really tight and twisty chicanes. Let's see now that he's out front if Nelson can really push it through sector 1 here, kind of stretch.
Well, this is where, this is, as you said, this is where he kind of shines. At least
yeah, let's
in this
see.
last
He's
race.
Going up almost half a second. Let's see what he can stretch that to here.
We could go to
you can
live.
See a gap he's pulling. Well, show us at the end of the sector, anyways.
Okay. Well, sorry, I just switched to relative timing. Up to 7/10, 8/10.
8/10, so yeah, took out 3/10 through sector 1, just in just a couple turns.
Not bad at all.
But this is where you expect Northrop to reel him in a little. See that Ferrari, as it gets out over the curb, the rear kind of slides around, and you have to get on the throttle for just a second. Looks like Northrop can get on the throttle just that split second after each turn, a bit faster.
So a little bit of a sidebar. David Jones and Dudu Barba, their fight has dissolved a little bit, but Hiskanovich and Archie, their fight has congealed and is rapidly making pace. As they say that
On the
Archie goes around the inside.
inside.
Ooh, gives Hiskanovich a tap. They both go spinning a little bit, but Hiskanovich undoubtedly gets the worst of it.
You know, there's no possible way of seeing that from in-car. From the outside, it was very apparent that, like, Archie wasn't going to make that turn, and I was just pleading internally, Hiskanovich, see that, you gotta stay wide, because whether it's your fault or not, if you turn in, he's going to hit you.
Archie in the text chat says, my bad, MB. So.
Well, we'll see if he follows through on that MB, and maybe gives a spot back. That's going to be hard at this point with
Well,
the
she's
gap.
down to 9th again, or 8th.
Yeah.
No, 9th. Or
Up
even 10th.
front, as we
No, she's
leave
just in
the
11th.
end of Sector 1, Nelson stretches that out a little bit more.
So it seems we have a little bit of sprinkling of commentator's curse here, which is a shame. I couldn't really see it, but it also looked like Hiskanovich was losing it maybe a little on her own. So it's possible that that it was just a dual failure of Hiskanovich getting a little squirrely and Aldian not having the ability to brake as hard as he wanted, or maybe got a little too aggressive. So it's a darn shame, but that's how racing goes. So meanwhile, Aldian and Shine is getting really racy at the back of the pack. Aldian is no doubt the better driver, gets an overtake pretty easily, but Shine isn't letting him have it. Hiskanovich falling right behind. And never mind. And Aldian got an amazing second sector, so.
Oh, looks like Northrop is going to be very close going into turn 1. David Nelson does defend the outside, or defends the inside.
This has to be really frustrating for Northrop, rightly so, but.
Oh boy, David Nelson goes wide through turn
He
1. That's
concedes.
exactly what we talked about.
Yeah.
Yep, he has to give it up
Wow.
there.
Did not expect that.
See if his tires are dirty. I don't think he's going to be able to really take advantage of that pace he has through this turn quite yet. So Northrop is now back out front as they enter the sector that he has mastered so far.
Yeah, well, he's almost put the exact same amount of time that Nelson put on him last lap. So he had a fantastic, like, first half lap.
Let's see if we can get a nice view of just what they're both dealing with from on board.
Guy like Zolder, but man, those curbs on the chicanes
They are
killers.
very rough in the ACC
They're killers.
version specifically. You can take them pretty hard in like race room, but ACC, it feels like you're just driving through a ditch.
Yeah. Looks like Bilotti is making up a little bit of time. Not really a battle happening, but that's a note. Curlin Hiskanovich. Oh no, Archie went off. And no, Archie. What is that? Aldian. Wait, I'm so confused. The timing is all mixed up. Well, Aldian went off, but looks like Shine and Hiskanovich waited for him. I know Shine also went off. Huh. Well, wish I had more wherewithal there, but looks like not much has changed in that little fight that's going on there.
And so yet again, we go through this sector. It's obvious if Nelson's going to get the pass done. It's going to be either going
Sector
through
1.
here or going into that, into the kind of the hairpin at the end. You know, whether or not that's where your car's best, that is a passing zone where things can happen just by forcing it in there.
Mm-hmm. Very, very true.
Sweeping left-hander downhill, really trying to keep it tucked up against the left. It's so much fun. Oh, Nelson. It's a little messy going through there. Had to really let off.
Yeah, bottles that chicane a little bit. Not a huge amount. He's still pretty close, but could lose a half second. Meanwhile, Shine has a very similar response to the first chicane and actually ends up spinning. Oh, what a shame. So Shine finds himself in 12th. Is struggling to get traction out that first chicane. Looks like he has a little bit of front end damage. Meanwhile, Bilotti is making his way through the field. Has almost caught Butler. Not quite. He was closer, but he messed up Ickbocked a little bit. So, but Northrop and Nelson have been very, very racy. None of them has ever really made a huge mistake or gone off that much, and they're just keeping pace. So, props to them for keeping it clean and showing them how the academy is supposed to be. Looks like we got a car off. Bilotti, no, Bilotti off in turn 4.
Oh, Northrop goes wide. Has to go
Oh
through the
yes,
gravel right as you say that, and that is going to allow David Nelson through.
just a little tiny mistake.
That's really where David's shined today. You know, we've seen him have to get out of the throttle, but he has. He hasn't actually made a mistake yet. He's
Yeah.
kind of saved it every time.
He's kind of at an interesting point in his racing development where it seems that he's we saw in a
He's
couple
becoming
seasons
a very
ago.
formidable foe, and I'm scared of him.
Yes, he's getting dangerous. Oh no, Bilotti suffered damage and has back to the pits. Meanwhile, Barba has also spun. Looked like that was through Butte Corner.
Oh boy, yeah, Barba's doing some weird stuff, backing up across the course, and gets it pointed the right way, but he definitely went into the wall, has some front end damage. The car kind of looks like a current Camaro when you
Yeah, it
damage the
kind of
front end
does.
like that. Something about the way it creates that gap and kind of lowers down the bodywork.
Yeah. So now Butler and Archie is heating up heavily. They are,
As
oh
you
well,
say
they
that,
were.
Archie goes by,
Yep.
and Archie has, well, Butler's, oh, he's
Nope, he's
stuck
getting a
that
cutback.
big Mercedes nose in there,
Ooh, and Archie
and
goes off
forced him
track,
wide.
dips too.
Ooh, nice recovery there for Butler. But
Most
Archie has been
definitely.
relentless.
And as you predicted,
He will be back.
Barber is stricken and is in the pits.
Gotta say, through all of this, Dave Jones found himself in third, having his best race of the season.
The Davids are not strong in numbers, but it looks like they're strong in spirit.
Yes, occupying 2 of the 3 podium positions today.
As it's understood when
Okay,
you
so Northrop has gone back a second behind Nelson. So for the first time today, Nelson has a bit of breathing room.
as I understand it, when you join the David crew, you you gain abilities that some may consider to be unnatural.
Extremely unnatural and disturbing.
In ESR, how many Davids do we have now? 6 or 7?
There's probably a dozen. Okay, so Larry Foster, despite 2 little spins, has found himself back up in 6th. And I believe that is Jean Aldian behind him. Yep, who is showing as 10th,
Yeah,
despite being behind Larry Foster, who's in 6th.
well, no, he's a lap down.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he took damage,
Okay.
and he broke to repair it.
And Bilotti sitting in the pits, so yep. Not sure what's happened there.
Well, Bilotti had a spin at the second chicane and hit the wall.
I believe this is Butler's best running this season. Let's take a look. He's finished 7th, 10th, 4th, and did not finish. So he is matching his best result,
So yeah, he's
which
tied his
came at
best.
Paul Ricard. And he sits 10 seconds back from 3rd. Although he does have well, I'd say he has Archie behind him, but he's actually pulling away from Archie, who, as incredibly aggressive as we've seen him moving forward and making pass attempts all race, might be starting to feel those tires really dropping off here a half hour into it.
Yeah, he might have overused it a bit, and he was
Yeah,
stretching pretty
I
hard.
mean, I
Look,
don't know if I
on
call
my
it
screen, his car is still
overusing. He drove
damaged.
up through the field. That sounds like
Okay.
the proper use, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a point at which you got to balance how hard you want to use them. I mean, there's only 10 minutes left. It looks like, can we get a verification that his car is damaged still? I see his front is still heavily damaged.
Well, he was in the pits, so possible he got into the rear of someone again, or it's possible that just, it is a hindsight thing, never fixed. Although that does look like heavier damage than he had earlier.
Yeah, that's what I
So
was thinking.
maybe Maybe even in his fight with Butler, did he get into the back of him? Is there any damage to the rear of Butler's car? Take a
Not that
look
I can see.
here. No, nothing that I can see either.
Meanwhile, battle between Aldian and Archie, or Aldian and Foster. What? Oh no, Aldian's lap down. Never mind.
Yep.
That is a that is not a lap. That's not
Okay,
the
David
position.
Nilsson is away. 2.5 seconds now over Northrop.
So you're kind of seeing it filter out, with the exception of Foster at the moment, who's got he's got a little bit of a gap to Archie ahead. The veterans have filtered their way to the top.
All right, on board. While we watch these two do a little bit of fight, let's talk about one of our drivers. How about today we go with Alex Shine. He's here in the number 27 Ferrari 4888, the Hublot car. We got a chance to ask him the questions, tell him a bit about himself. So, Mr. Alex Shine, we asked him, where are you from? He says, man is from New York. We got a New Yorker over here. How long, at the time of this questionnaire, which is just before the start of the season, we asked him how long has he been into sim racing? 3 weeks. So, pretty
Very
much
new.
the course of this season. Wow, you got very loud there.
Sorry.
We asked him what got him into sim racing, as he was very new there. He says, I've always loved playing racing games like Need for Speed, Forza Horizon, and once I got tired of using a controller for those types of games, I started looking into driving wheels, and I fell down the rabbit hole of sim racing. I mean, I can see that. You pick up the wheel to improve Horizon, and as soon as you got the wheel, well, now you gotta get like ACC and stuff. What has been his favorite car to drive so far? Let's see. I was gonna say, not too much to choose from there since he had just started, but he says, honestly, all the cars feel the same to me. The McLaren looks pretty sweet though. Good answer. I like that. I'm sure he's gonna have a lot more to say. You know, we might have to do some little kind of touchback with some of these drivers after the season, since this will have, you know, like quadrupled his experience during the course of the season. We asked him what are his goals for the Academy season, and he says, my goal for the season is to not finish in last place every race. Smashing it.
Yeah, doing great.
I think he, you know, got off to a good start at the start of the season, and it's only gone better from there. Now we see him, you know, midway through the field, doing a great job today. Anything else you want to add? He says, every race I finish is a victory in my book. I agree, and it's really showing, because he has done a phenomenal job. I think he has, let me check. I believe he has finished every race, which is not something you can say for all the drivers. So
I mean, I haven't.
even when he was kind of losing touch with some of the guys earlier in the season, he was sticking in there. I forget what his name is on Race App. I think he might have had one DNF at Misano. But either way, he's done a great job of sticking around, putting in. I mean, you can only get better the more you run, and you're going to run more the longer you stay in the race. So, been nice having him here. Looking forward to the finish of this season and the next one.
Yeah, and it's always nice to get new blood in, just to spread the word and get everything get everything spread. Stuff that happened while we were doing the interview recap. Foster has caught up to Archie, who's caught up to Aldian, who's lap traffic, and that caused quite a bit of fighting to erupt. Also, James Butler spun at the exit of turn 4 and has fallen very significantly down to 7th place.
High Skin is having a good recovery, though. We saw them back in 10th, I want to say, so they're getting back at it.
Davis Nelson has continued his charge. Verily. I think this
The
battle
gap
between...
is gone from 2.4 back down to 2, so he's kind of just holding steady there.
Yeah. Actually, I'm
Foster's
going to
where
jump
the
on board
action's
with
at.
Archie and see what, if any, damage he has, because...
Alright, well, the damage he's looking at right now is a bright yellow Lamborghini in his rearview mirror. Larry gets a little wiggly through turn 1. Couldn't quite keep pedal down. And you can see how much that Lamborghini wants to turn in. Too much so, it would seem. Having to do a lot of counter steering through the middle of each turn.
Yeah, so it would seem. Although
There
Larry
it goes
Foster's still
again.
having... What?
Well, all 3 opening turns there, it turned in so much at the start, you could see him kind of having to back off as it wanted to over-rotate each turn.
That's really bizarre. There must be some suspension damage we're not seeing because with the
No.
damaged front arrow, you would think that the rear arrow would take over and that'd be understeery.
I'm not sure if there's even damage on it. That's just how that Lamborghini drives. Middle of the
Oh,
turn,
we're
it
watching
really likes to
Iskanovich?
rotate.
I thought we were talking about Archie.
We're watching Foster. I'm not sure why the camera switched to Iskanovich for some reason.
Although that said, Iskanovich is catching up.
Definitely. 4 minutes to go, and with the way these guys are fighting, kind of slowing each other down, I think Iskanovich is definitely going to be there.
Slightly of note, Dudu Barba coming out of, I know the name of the corner. It's Spellbocked, that's right. Spun, so he has fallen slightly.
Is that
Now
the
in 10th
hairpin?
place. Yeah.
Oh man,
Whoa, that is
that's what
slide and a
happened
half.
every turn, especially as these tires are starting to wear. I know the pain of that. And that Huracan, there it goes again. Hold on,
Yikes.
hold on to that, Larry.
Iskanovich is just like, whoa, dude, calm down. Like,
I know that feel in that car. At this point, that's not even him pushing and losing it. That's just the tires have fallen off, and now it is a mess to handle.
looks like Stephenson is back on the track. Out of the pits and doing laps.
All right, only took about 35 minutes of repairs.
Well, hey, props for staying that long and getting
I
it figured out.
assume they replaced the engine.
Might as well have.
So now it's the green car of Karolina Iskanovich all over the rear of Archie. We saw these two going at it earlier, if I recall. That was the car that sent that green Lamborghini around.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just gonna make note of that.
So, I feel this. There's nothing that makes you drive up through the field faster than chasing down someone who might have laid the bumper too. Now you've caught them. It's going to be about 2 laps to go.
Yeah, with an average lap of 1.5 minutes, they are well within white flag range for next summer.
Not implying here that Karolina's looking for any payback. I might be, but
I'll go ahead and imply that.
I don't even think there's any payback. But I mean, what you say the best payback is just getting around them, trying to get up there and pass that driver. Well, maybe not the best payback, but let's say the most respectable payback is getting up and around them.
I was gonna say if I need to hire a hitman, I'm not going to you.
I mean, as a hitman, I wouldn't want someone else to do it. You put me in that car and
No, I'm as a man for
no.
a recommendation.
Okay, looking around the outside, not gonna happen there.
That would have to be a hell of a bold move, especially around the first chicane.
Looking to the outside while entering that turn did cost a bit on the exit, and now Larry Foster
Foster's getting
seems
really.
to have,
Oh no, spin!
Oh no!
Whoa,
No,
but
hold it, hold it.
Well, they save it.
Nice save.
That was an incredible save. And with that, we got white flags waving.
The last 10. We just missed it. So we're getting on board of that. See where the wheel went.
Imagine it went all over the place.
Up front, David Nelson going into what should be his final lap is 1.5 over, then 10 seconds back to Jones, so things are pretty clear up front.
Interesting. In my spectator view, I'm getting white flags, but on the stream, it's green flags still.
So here we go. Start of the last lap. Should be a 1-lap showdown between Iskanovich and Archie.
So Foster's basically not in this, barring another spin. Oh, whoa! Very, very slidey. Yep, as you're saying, the Lamborghini is very sideways. Whoa!
So
and Foster does the same thing.
Which, when the tires are grippy, can be nice. You certainly enjoy rotating through these turns. The tires aren't so grippy, especially when the rears start to go. That becomes a problem.
I'm spectating Foster throughout these, and they are mirroring each other.
Just like last lap, looked to the outside, but then decides to look to the inside, but nothing there.
That was an interesting maneuver. I kind of might throw that one into question.
Yeah, look at all that room that was lost because of that.
That was bold.
I'd say really you just should have stayed up under his tail because you gotta stay close here, which we are seeing now. Getting
Yeah.
back close to him because obviously it's gonna be about going into this final hairpin.
Looks
Just
like
gotta be
looks like
close.
Archie looks like Archie slightly bottled Turlenbach, which is that
We've seen
last
drivers
chicane.
forced up the inside and seeing what happened earlier. No one would,
Coming
look.
into Spellbox, but
Oh,
Archie's gonna get the cutback. Kind
but
of.
Carolina did a nice job of staying on it.
Oh, the two V10s going through. Looks
Lamborghini
like
is gonna have the inside,
yeah.
but then not the inside.
Xbox.
Can they throw it in there?
How much of a cutback? Do they get a little bit of contact?
Oh, Archie did a great job of staying off and not making
Wow.
contact there. Very, very respectful racing between these two. They
Fan-
made sure to keep it nice and close, but without any contact. Great job there.
Fantastic finish. That was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of salt in the wound for Chris Stevenson. Drive-through penalty.
Oh no. So, with that, we missed the lead. Not that much, not that really anything happened up there. David Nelson takes his first win of the season in a great race. I mean, great race from him. We saw him keep it on track, do his best where he could through the first sector, and ultimately recover from having lost the lead a couple times. Jake Northrup will have his best race of the season in second. Dave Jones, best race of his season in the third. Then we get down Hiskanovic beating Archie to fourth. Larry Foster, I think that might be his best race of the season in sixth.
I
Butler
believe it.
seventh. Alex Shine, definitely his best race of the season. Great job there. Aldian had a rough race after starting up front, never really recovered. Back in ninth. Barbas, similarly. Belodi, also, those guys were all in the pits. Stevenson, obviously in the pits, and then Legoshi in the pits. So, a little messy at the back half of the field where some guys had to dive in the pits for various reasons, but it allowed us to see some new faces up front, and what a show they did put on.
Indeed, indeed. There is a congrats to David Nelson, of course, for winning. This is we've seen him in the past kind of use the academy as more of a test for the GT series, which is coming up next. But he's actually pulled out through, had some good racing. Jake Northup, good clean racing. They actually have similar handicaps now I'm looking at it. Um, so that all worked out. Unfortunately, Legoshi, our pole sitter, is last with a terminal damage, it seems. Shout out to Chris Stevenson for being able to get back out there, repair his pedals, it would seem. And as they cool down, our order is solidified.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that win, David Nelson, who was languishing down in 12th in the standings, should vault himself up to, I want to say, right about 6th place or so. Looking here. And looking at the standings, John Archie went in with the lead. He will finish 5th, but is going to keep that lead considering Baker was in 2nd, wasn't here. Legoshi was in 3rd, didn't finish. Bellotti was in 4th, didn't really finish. I think he finished in the pits. Parker was in 5th, still not here. So yeah, John Archie, just by finishing 5th, is going to extend his lead to a very hefty margin. But don't look behind you, Archie, because David Nelson's coming.
Right. Well, we've seen it be very competitive in the final hours of seasons before. Not to say that's necessarily going to happen this time. Again, from our audience, Scott Nick says James spun and all the colors on his car shifted, implying that
Exactly what
they hadn't
happened.
dried correctly.
Well, that was great. Let's take a look, see if we know anything at all about forthcoming schedule. We know there's a break next week for Easter. There is a break the next week after that for the finale of the GT Challenge series. And then it is expected to pick up 2 weeks' time on April 18th.
So just looking in the chat from our drivers, John Archie saying he had 30 seconds of damage to be repaired plus a 15-degree wheel, so implying that he had heavy steering damage.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of confirming our thoughts that he had taken some damage after getting it repaired. Meanwhile, Larry Foster apologizing to Carolina Hiskanovic for that little tap at the end, but it ended up working itself out. Interesting. Back from Iskander, it's saying broke early because it was closing in on Archie, so it's possible that there was an unexpected maneuver thrown, and Foster just wasn't ready to react
Yeah,
to it.
I did mention the time, but watching that tap, I didn't really think that was a problem for Archie, or that wasn't Foster's mistake. Not that it was really Paskanovich's fault, but they did break a little earlier than expected, being right in front of Foster, so he didn't really have anywhere to go.
Well, given that no damage occurred,
Mhm.
it's nothing.
I'm
I think
seeing
if it
here,
was if a penalty had resulted, it probably would have gone to Foster, but doesn't. I mean, like I
so it
said, it doesn't
sounds
really
like
matter.
on that very opening spin, um, back before they got the reset going, Legoshi claims he cooked his rear tires with that spinner and maybe a little flat spot, and that just led him to having no grip from then on, which is what led him to retiring, being afraid that he might lose it at some point and take out someone else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ACC, I can't speak to real life racing, but ACC, yeah, if you overcook your tires or get a flat spot, it can be brutal, more than I've seen in
Hmm.
a lot of other
Yeah.
sims. Again, don't know if
Yes.
that's
My
realistic or not.
future advice would be,
Okay.
even if right after that you went into the pits, spent what, 30 seconds, dropped 40 seconds behind the field, you had a long race. I'm sure with your speed you could have made it midway up through the field or so. But
I think maybe it's the frustration element of there
yeah.
got kind of got the better, which is easy to happen. I mean, when it's a race that you're like you qualified on pole for, and then something stupid like that happens, then it's like, well, can get kind of motivationally challenging.